the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
On January 16th, 2019, Ahmed Hussein Suale obi nipa bonifu obi etimi ebo ni tuo ekun ne ya ewo Madina ewo abra up to now na yenye hu nipa awon ebo Ahmed Suale tuo ekun no ewo abra na onu ani BBC etimi investigation about some story bi na yebeka ya after say nsem no eba beto edwa no NDC amanyuko no ehya ase accuse yura Kennedy compare ko Agyapong say onua na etimi age abrantie nkwa ede afiri nsem because Kennedy Agyapong eba betena na 2 TV so say ono abrantie we eba ni studio ha nko be mo manfo kwan na won etimi abono a enye asemtuwa because onye nipa papa na yebeka ya anche na nipa bonifu bi etimi age abrantie nkwa ede firi nsem na Kennedy Agyapong at the top politicians be edin eba betu ja say one and a year behind Senipa Ayukun one na IGP, former IGP Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare enim hu bi na nipa kro no police service mo na all shielded all these things no up to now or that so eye me no kasa e yetimi ati Ahmed Suale best friend pa enye asem kotwa from the United States of America FBI na etimi eboae ema yetimi nsaka abrantie because Ahmed Suale ebu ye no abrantie ite se wowu na oje sa ekokopie mu ewo the United States of America esa ne se onim ne bone awaye nti na edienti na abrantie etimi edwane ye che no de ensem na wakana yenko ninsemu o say the Ghana Police Service in its quest to dig deeper into the murder of investigative journalist Ahmed Suale has arrested an interested party connected to the case. The suspect, identified as a close friend of the deceased, is accused of selling him out by releasing his photograph to a popular politician in Ghana before his murder in cold blood. The two had worked together at Tiger Eye Private Investigation before the dismissal of the suspect from Tiger Eye. Daniel Owusu Cranton, also known as Akwasi Amache, disguised himself and left the shore of the country immediately after police picked up information about his involvement in the case. It follows the extraction of important information by the FBI in the US, including phone calls between suspect and the deceased days before his death. The phone of the late Ahmed Suale were sent to the United States of America as part of police investigation. A source close to the police criminal investigation department has told that the suspect used to visit the deceased, a close friend, at his Medina-based residence. According to the source, Amache, as he is affectionately called, relocated to the United States when the police were closing in on him. He is said to have sneaked into Ghana last week, leading to his arrest at Amasamai at DRC at a hair plaiting salon. The arrest of the suspect has been met with some ill feelings as a top brass police officer is pushing to interfere with the investigation, pushing for the suspect to be granted police entry bail instead of him to be put before the court. Enti nipa bi ewo police service nim abrantie we ya cheno na ye bebwa na investigation etimi akoso na watimi akire nipa kro ono etimi di picture no ekokoma no de Kennedy Agyapong ede ne din eba betu da no anase Kennedy Agyapong himself no na otimi eye no obi ewo police service nim o interfere in the case on pese ye de abrantie ebekwa akopie mu ewo court nemu yentimi ema no police entry bill send ye be ya nkasem no eto ebe katakata asem we Kennedy Agyapong ede ba betu edwa se Ghana Police Service enum no kran one empese obeka because esan se obi ewo police service nim case we on pese ye behu enokre irum because nipa no ohyetere no top politician ewo NDC amanyuko no ma ye beka ya Kennedy Agyapong di din bebre eba betu edwa na same person no onyaye yati nipa na wɔse yɛde no bɛkɔ akɔpie mu ɛwɔ court no ɔfɔ so agyina mu sɛ nka yɛma nipa no bail na nka yɛnya asɛm no kata so mmuasoɔ asɛm a ɛtumi ɛkɔ almost be 6 years no a yɛ ɛbɛn ne ho no kra no yɛn grant nipa no bail na ɔnsan enwane nkonkɔpie mu ɛwɔ the United States of America bio. Kennedy Agyapong was right. The situation is said to be creating an uneasy calm at the police headquarters. Ahmed Suale was killed after he and Tiger Eye PI team exposed widespread corruption in African football, particularly with a focus on Ghana football. Inti na ukokopie mu ewo police headquarters wa enen kamea ese mukra chemienu ebisa won empene emie nya branche no wabra yemfa no enkonkopie mu ewo court mpanifo binim so ewom se tenchena yenya no underground nenka yentimi enyai abranche no a enye asemkoto amene o ka say die abranche no eda so ewo prosifo kukum a yemfa no enkonkopie mu ewo court ne hwe ba bia asem no ebekwa akosi Nsem-Pii TV enya ade se yede beka me mu because asem we yedi akire achepa ebradu se nipa a oje abranche ekra efiri ne nsem no ade se yebehunu nipa kro na justice etimi aye adwuma.
Thinks Nsem-Pii has been sacked and why he thinks Nsem-Pii should be sacked and why he thinks Nsem-Pii should actually be investigated for crimes that he has committed against citizens of Ghana. See the letter. Okay, so it says, Nsem-Pii's undoing were 4 things. 1, the way he oversaw the brutal treatment of Democracy Hub protesters from Occupy Jubilate House to Stop Galamsey protests. This includes the way he set his sights on me, Oliver referring to himself, doing almost everything in his power to use the police force against me and other conveners. I believe in that. He was extremely used by the former regime. He was their lapdog and he delivered. No, Oliver, there you are wrong. Nsem-Pii was not used by the former regime. How many times did Nana Akufo-Addo not advise Nsem-Pii that stop this picture and do the work? How many times? How many times did interior ministers not call Nsem-Pii and say, listen, you have to focus on the work, and he gets angry? How many times did Nsem-Pii not fight with Henry Quartey? How many times? How many times was there not argument at national security meetings with the president chairing about Nsem-Pii's public conduct? How many times? How many times did national security meetings not stop to discuss Nsem-Pii's conduct and his obstinacy and his intransigence? How many times? How many? A lapdog for the. But let's move on. Oliver continues. Point 2. He says the way Nsem-Pii empowered some criminal elements within the police PID. Those Nsem-Pii people, that's what they were called. PID. Nsem-Pii came and set up another police for himself. And Oliver here is alleging that the way in which Nsem-Pii empowered these criminal elements within the PID, who committed crimes and had absolutely zero regard for due process, human life, or justice. They committed crimes that even Duterte, who is before the Hague for crimes against humanity, will be shy to imagine. Everyone I know in the police hierarchy and rank and file were complaining about the abuses of the PID guys, but everyone treated them as untouchables because they were Nsem-Pii's own terror squad. This is true. Everybody in the police service, all of us who are in media, have been getting calls from 2019-20, when Nsem-Pii became the IGP, from 2021, I think it was 22 or so. That Nsem-Pii has a squad. He has a murder squad. They are killing people. Every policeman told all of us, if you complain about it, you get fired. Nsem-Pii was running a terror regime with the police and also allegedly pilfering their money. Nsem-Pii, he was doing that allegedly, pilfering their money. The police. Number 3 on Oliver. He says, his lies, which is Nsem-Pii's lies. I have never seen a more dishonest Bible-touting individual. Oliver here describes Nsem-Pii as a liar who is a very dishonest Bible touting individual. Oliver wrote this early this morning, about 9 o'clock. It was up. By that time, the reports of Dampare hadn't come. So clearly, Oliver knew that Dampare was going to be fired today. So, a few people knew. I mean, I didn't know. I just found out when the reports came out. I didn't know. But it looks like some people knew. Okay, let's move on. He comes, oh no, this one I don't want to read it. Oliver says that in Dampare's Bible dishonesty, he comes second to Kenneth Ofori-Atta. I won't read that one. Kenneth Ofori-Atta is a good man. Despite this, Oliver goes on. He went ahead curating PR event. This was our problem with him. Despite all his lies, his dishonesty, his allegedly funding a PID squad in the police service that was committing criminality, in spite of all of these allegations, Ekufu Dampare went ahead curating PR events of babies kissing his hand and creating such a PR-driven service to mask his extreme dishonesty. This is the thing that annoyed all of us. That Dampare's alleged dishonesty was being covered up by his PR gimmicks. How can an IGP say a camera should follow me that I'm going to buy cocoa in Katie? How low can you get? How big? How bizarre can you get as an IGP? Parliament and is crying. How bizarre can you get? And you are the same person who is alleged to be funding criminal elements in the police, shooting and killing people. We are going to investigate all that. He will never get away with it. We'll teach him that this is a republic. It has rules, it has court, it has appeal, it has high court, and it has systems that work. So that anything that Dampare may have done that is illegal, that is criminal, is going to come to the fore. They are preparing the video. You will see the jubilation of the police. Today is truly the Police Independence Day. Now, number 4. Oliver says, Dampare's total disregard for other senior police hierarchy. He had his own clique and camp. Those he liked, he kept close. Those he didn't like, he felt it's apart. He was petty, vindictive, and just an extremely insecure man. Wow. Man. Wow. Dampare, petty, vindictive, and extremely insecure. He lacks confidence of himself. A police officer. He's always looking for how to gain something. You go and call small children that you are looking for how to gain something. You go and call small children that you are engaging with them, and that the camera should film it and put it out. That Dampare is that you're a pedophile. Will you be happy? IGP, you are engaging with small children, so that they film it and you show that you can come to the level of children. So you should be IGP. Today you have been sacked. He was petty, vindictive, and just an extremely insecure man. He was petty, vindictive, and just an extremely insecure man. I say good riddance. The man must rest for new blood to learn from where he failed. Shalom, Oliver. Shalom. That's Oliver Baka Vomahos. He says Dampare's undoing were 4 things. That is very, very important. Now, this evening, as the information is popping up that Dampare was going to be removed, so the drama started from around 3 o'clock. When all of us, our phones were buzzing, Charlie, what's happening, everybody's making phone calls, Then we are told that, look, there's some, let's do the age thing first. I'll come to this one. Then we are told that, hey, something is coming up. There's a research group that is bringing something up against Dampare. I think the research group in the police were trying to facilitate Dampare's speedy removal. So this came up. I'm going to read it. It's entitled The Age of Ekufu Dampare. This document is not prepared by us. We are reading it. It's not prepared by us. We do not have any basis to say that it is true or it's not true, but it's for public interest. It's a high public interest value. And some of the things it says are interesting. So let's look at it. Dr. George Ekufu Dampare completed the Buakwa State College in the Eastern Region in 1987 at the age of 24, aligning with the birth year of 1963 rather than 1970. Apparently, Dr. Dampare is saying that he was born in 1970 And this report is indicating that he was born in 1963. The allegation is for age forgery. The allegation here is that Dampare has forged his age on top of his everything, taking pictures with children. Okay. 2, he initially struggled with weak O levels. All of us did, so that's no problem. Which he later improved as a private candidate in November, December. All of us did, so no problem. In November, December 1989. So he first wrote the O level in 1987, and then he wrote it again in 1989, 2 years later. 3, he subsequently used the improved results to enter the Ghana Police Service in December 1990 at the age of 27. However, in 2 prior attempts, 1988 and 1989, he was disqualified on grounds of exceeding the age limit of 25. So that's interesting. Dampare entered the police service at the age of 27 because he had been disqualified earlier in 89 and 88 and 89 at the age of 25. So the question is, how was he disqualified at the age of 25 and was allowed in at the age of 27? That's the reasonable question. Let's see the answer. It's here. It's coming. It's going to come in a minute. Okay. So that's the answer here. Number 4. To circumvent this restriction, he, Dampare, allegedly slashed 7 years of his age, abandoning his 1986 secondary O-level certificate in favor of his private O-level certificate results from 1989, giving the impression of a more recent secondary school education. The naming conventions of Ghanaian culture further expose this deception. Traditional account names are given based on the day of birth. July 14, 1963 fell on a Sunday, meaning IGP Dr. Kufu Dampare should have been named Kwasi. 1970 fell on a Tuesday, making Kwabena the appropriate name. By adopting the latter, Dr. George Kufu Dampare not only manipulated his academic credentials, but also altered fundamental aspects of his identity, effectively engaging in fraudulent misrepresentation. This is coming up today. No. When they heard that Dampare was going fired, they said that, well, there's more. The guy actually forged his age. Dishonesty is being alleged. We don't know. Is he going to be sued for it so that the court can settle it? But this is what happens. And now you can understand all those theatricals and shenanigans. It was all intended to cover up something. And everyone wondered, what is Dampare covering up? What is he covering up? What's all these theatricals and photographs? And we have been in this country from independence. We have never seen an IGP like that. When I showed if you have an old video, the first IGP, Majite, is part of our collection. I call it our video arsenal. It's part of our video arsenal. Majite. It was when I showed this video in 2018 or so that some people were telling me that the Majite, is that how he looks like? Because we don't know how IGPs look like. Only Dampare is in your face every day. He won't go and do the work. He's just like a fiado. This is a very major allegation. Very, very serious allegation. This is not the first time we are talking about this allegation. We are saying that Christian Yovonu must investigate these matters. Christian, salute you, sir. Welcome to the job. Please investigate these matters thoroughly, from bottom to down. Let us know. Christian Yovonu is here. Please, before I put that, let's read his appointment letter. It's beautiful. Let's read the letter. Put the letter up. Okay, that's the letter. Felix Kwachio Fosu, MP, spokesperson for the president, Minister Communications, who also has 78 million Ghana cedis to spend for this year with 2 other ladies. Felix Kwachio Fosu, he has 78 million cedis to spend. He is doing the work. Okay, let's move on. President Mahama appoints COP Yohonu as Inspector General of Police. President, now here, Thursday, 13th March, the day the Ghana Police Service got their independence. President Mahama appoints COP Yohonu as Inspector General of Police. President John Dramani Mahama has, in accordance with Article 91 and 202